There's nothing quite like the feeling of being ignored. It can be frustrating, confusing, and sometimes downright hurtful. One day, you might have a great conversation with your Sigma friend, and the next day or week, they may completely ignore you. You might be completely confused and have no idea what you did wrong. So you have to think the way they think and try to understand why they might be feeling the way they feel. Here are 10 things you can do when a Sigma male ignores you. 1. Don't take it personally. Before you work yourself up or automatically assume that their silence means something is wrong, take a deep breath and try to relax. Sigma males are often very independent and may not feel comfortable sharing their feelings, so don't rush to conclusions. Their nature makes them more likely to respond in a non-traditional way, and it doesn't necessarily reflect how they feel about you. They are lone wolves who appreciate space, respect boundaries, and often prefer to keep their feelings private. Sigma men are always thinking and calculating, which may appear as aloofness or indifference. So don't be alarmed if they don't show their emotions openly. This doesn't mean that they don't care about you. If your Sigma friend is ignoring you, and there doesn't seem to be a clear reason why, they're likely caught up in something else. Save yourself the worry. While it is important to take the time to reflect on the situation and your relationship, be careful not to beat yourself up or make assumptions that aren't true. 2. Don't make accusations. Sigma males can understand others easily, but it's not always the same the other way around. People often find it impossible to understand the way a Sigma male thinks and lives their life. If you don't understand the way Sigma men think, don't assume and make any accusations. No one likes being blamed for something they aren't doing because it shows a lack of attention or doesn't care to understand what's going on. A Sigma won't try to explain themselves when they know you're wrong. Instead of an explanation, they'll let you wallow in silence until you realize one day that months have passed since you last talked. Being quick to judge or make assumptions is a surefire way to push them away and make it harder for you to understand why they're distant. The best way to handle a Sigma male is with patience and understanding. Don't let your assumptions get the better of you. Keep an open mind and try to stay objective as much as possible. 3. Try to be real with your intentions. Sigma males care so much about authenticity. They won't always buy into the usual social conventions and will only accept people who they think are real. They detest fakeness and hate anything that is not authentic just to make others happy. They stay away from social gatherings because they feel like it's impossible to connect with anyone when there are too many people and distractions. Authenticity is one of the key qualities Sigma males value when it comes to relationships. Try to be genuine with your intentions and don't pretend to be something you're not. By being real, you will gain their trust and respect. Otherwise, they will quickly lose interest if you're not showing your true self. Sigma males are masters at reading people's intentions, so don't try to fake it or play games with them. Showing up authentically is the best way to keep them on your side. If your Sigma friend continuously ignores you, consider if you're being honest with your intentions. While you think no one can read your mind, they can pick up on subtle cues you might not even be aware of. 4. They might be busy. Being independent and self-sufficient, Sigma males often have a lot of things going on in their life. They usually juggle multiple responsibilities and may be dealing with a heavy workload or an important project. If they've been ignoring you for days or weeks, they may be just really busy and don't have the time to reach out. If you're unsure, you can always ask. Sigma men prioritize communication, so it is much easier to understand their perspective rather than guessing the situation on your own. This way, you can let them know you're thinking about them without putting any pressure on them to respond or making them feel like you're waiting for their reply. Many Sigmas tend to leave when they feel social pressure, and chasing them to respond is probably not in your best interest if they've been preoccupied. This could make them feel pressured and drive them away. 5. Don't force small talk. Sigma males don't like to engage in small talk, even if it's with someone they're interested in. It's not because they are intentionally unfriendly or rude, but rather because meaningless talk takes up extra mental energy for them. They would rather have deeper conversations or meaningful conversations. The last thing you want to be doing is asking them about the weather or what they've had for lunch. Small talk can be a way of connecting with other people, but for Sigma men, it's just a waste of time and energy. Giving them the space to be silent is often better than forcing them into making small talk. Sigmas have no patience for shallow conversations and would much rather exchange opinions about complex, intelligent matters. They often take a long time to reflect upon their answers before speaking up in social settings. They may come across as aloof due to this tendency, which can make small talk even harder for them. It doesn't mean Sigma males are antisocial. They just don't hold too much value in casual conversations with acquaintances. All these elements combined make Sigma males dislike small talk and instead relish interesting discussions with their close friends or even complete strangers who match their deep analytical mindsets. 6. Give them space. Sigma males can feel drained by large group settings pretty easily. Their silence often speaks volumes about their desire for space. Leaving space for the other person to think and respond on their own time is often best, whether you've addressed the situation or not. The Sigma male is a unique type of man who refuses to conform to societal norms. Although they understand the importance of community, Sigma males are more independent than other men and often prefer to step away from the herd. They thrive in solitude and take great pleasure in exploring their own ideas and interests. To give Sigma males the room they need to grow, it's important to be respectful of their need for privacy, independence, and freedom. Instead of pressuring them into uncomfortable situations or demanding that they abide by strict social standards, we should make an effort to step back and give Sigma males the space they need to thrive. After all, having a Sigma around can be an incredible asset for any group or team. Due to their independence, Sigmas tend to be unfazed by peer pressure and unafraid to challenge traditional thought processes. Allowing them the freedom they crave can result in powerful breakthroughs that would have otherwise been impossible. So make sure to give Sigma males plenty of room. Our communities will be better off if we do. 7. Take the calm and patient approach. It's easy to feel frustrated when you think you did something wrong and someone is mad at you. Try not to get too wrapped up in the situation and don't take it personally. If your Sigma friend isn't openly communicating that something is wrong, it's best not to make any assumptions about the silence. Their silence could mean many things. They might be taking a break from socializing, focusing on a hobby, or something else entirely. Taking the time to figure out why they're distant can be beneficial in the long run. When it comes to dealing with a Sigma male, patience and understanding are key. Sigmas are the most misunderstood type of man due to their independent nature and preference for alone time. Being calm and patient when talking to a Sigma is the best way to get them to open up. If you take the time to get to know them better, you'll eventually be able to understand their behavior and can handle situations like this more easily in the future. 8. Asking if something is bothering them. Instead of worrying and waiting around, why not just ask if there is anything going on? If you're the first to broach the topic, they'll likely be more inclined to discuss it. Sigma males avoid talking about the things that bother them and would rather stay silent. Asking them directly gives them a chance to have their say about what is happening. Jumping to conclusions and overthinking a situation leads to more problems than it's worth. It's always better to talk things out. It also helps that Sigma males are masters of nonverbal communication and can usually read your body language. If they sense your true intention, they'll be more inclined to open up and talk about the issues they're dealing with. 9. Plan some one-on-one time. Take the initiative and plan some one-on-one time with your Sigma friend. They may not always be up for going out or meeting people, so you can plan something that doesn't involve a lot of people. Maybe it's just inviting for coffee, taking a walk around the park, or even something as simple as having lunch. Sigma males usually prefer spending time alone and in solitude, but they can also enjoy some quality time with their close friends. Having a one-on-one conversation that isn't filled with small talk or meaningless topics is the best way to talk about the things you want. Of course, make sure to always respect your friends' boundaries. Don't force them into it if they don't want to participate. Sigmas take some time to warm up and get comfortable around others, so give them the space and time to do so at their own pace. 10. Don't take it personally if they cancel plans. If your Sigma friend cancels at the last minute, don't assume they are blowing you off. It is often just a sign that they need some time to themselves. So instead of getting wrapped up in the drama, just reschedule for another time. While they may not always be the most social people, Sigmas have a great capacity for understanding, empathy, and loyalty. They may not always show it, but they still care about their friends and would do anything to help them in times of need. So don't take it personally if they don't make it one day. They'll be back soon enough.